Okay, fire signs. I barely got to ask for the cards and they came jumping out. Rebirth and death. So, like, rebirth and transformation. you're just, you're just on fire. Literally. So, this card, it's pretty obvious. He's coming out from this card. The book talks about it being the Fool. And he's also riding the sun, but he's reborn as or he's riding the horse in the sun card. He's reborn as a child. He comes out of the darkness into the sunlight, and there's symbolism of sunlight and abundance, of stability in this rebirth, right? Abundance in the rebirth. And for the clarifier, the Eight of Cups came out. So this is talking about, this would be the Hermit here. This would be the inner guide of the soul, of the emotions, of the spiritual. With this moon here, maybe you were doing this unconsciously, but I doubt it. I think you were doing this quite consciously, that you've been trying to work towards this rebirth for a while. And this path here, it looks kind of unstable, like you could just go and fall off down into the valley, but because it's on the rock of this mountain and it's lit by the moon, it's lit by the inner knowing, this path is actually quite stable. It doesn't look it, but it is very stable. He's just taking a rest, he or she, just taking a rest there. Isn't stopped, isn't, blocked by anything, isn't afraid of anything anymore. Just resting. So death is about transformation. So this is a change coming. And, rebirth obviously is also talking about a change. This is a welcome change. The candle fire just my arm is right next to the candle and the flame just went over the edge of the holder. Wow. So you are definitely on fire. So this is talking about a change, and it's a change for the better. And you can see the mountain here. You can see that henge. Which deck is it? It's the Druid Craft, where this card is also, it's got a mountain path and the person is going up it, and then the henge is up at the top of the mountain. So like Eight of Cups in both decks, but here the henge is down in this clearing. You can see it, this little temple here. This is actually quite a beautiful card with tons of detail in it. Just a beautiful card. Now the clarifier for death, it was the Three of Wands, and you see him standing here. You see that river in the death card, and he's standing here with his wands, and he's just looking out, and he's deciding, which way do I go? I want to go this way. He's planning his path, and it's going alongside the river. He's planning what he's going to do. He's strategizing. And that's how you bring about the transformation. You're planning, you're strategizing. At the bottom of the deck, interestingly enough, we have the planning card. We have the Three of Pentacles. This is drawing up, the blueprints, figuring out what they're going to work on, what each person's task is going to be, or what each section is going to be about. And then you've got the Pentacles hanging in the Tree of Life, in the Tree of Knowledge. So you've got the Three of Pentacles, you've got the Emperor, who is talking about life, holding the sun in his hands, holding fire in his hands. He's talking about life and having knowledge, having that organized institutional knowledge that's going to help him get ahead, that's helping him with whatever this rebirth is about, whether it's about spiritual or it's about physical things. And underneath that we have justice. So this is the karma card, the balance for whatever has happened, the balance between your sides, the balance between good and evil, the balance between like working and not working, the physical and the spiritual, the dark and the light. At the bottom of the druid craft, we have the sun. So we have this little boy here, same little boy, riding the horse with the sun for a halo, and he's got, you know, the lyre, he's got the harp, he's got the ability to come out of the dark into the light and be the light himself. The magician manifesting everything. And there's that henge that you're looking at right there. That this Three of Wands is trying to find a way to get there, to this place where miracles can happen, where doorways can open and things can change. And you have the ability to do that. And then we have justice again. So again, it's talking, it looks slightly different. They both have owls for knowledge and loyalty. The swords are different. This one, the sword is pointed down almost into the owl, like she's trying to channel through the metal of the sword the owl's, whatever's in that part of the owl's brain, that knowledge. And this one, and then her scales aren't balanced yet. They're working on being balanced. She's got the ancestor, she's got the canopic jar, the internal organs. Her eyes are rolled up in her head. I don't know if you can see that there. And the lotus, the symbol of knowledge, she's got the and she's trying to get it balanced, but here it's balanced. The sword is pointed upright towards the sky. It's saying, I have this knowledge, I have this cutting knowledge, and I'm not afraid to use it. And I'm showing it to everybody that I have this. And the scales are balanced. Look at the way she's holding it. She's holding it almost the same way she's holding the sword. Whereas this justice, she's, you know, kind of holding the sword like, I don't know. She's not ready to use it. She's not ready to attack. It's almost like she's just kind of leaning her arm up against it very casually. But this one, she's using the scales of justice almost like a sword. And she's actually got them held up higher than the sword. Right? So the balance is more important than the thought of balancing. The actual doing, the action is more important than thinking about it, right? And then the lady, abundance, creativity, everything you could ever want, happiness. This is the Emperor and other decks. So the thing here to get this transformation, this rebirth, is to actually do stuff, you know, to plan it, to think about it with the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, to take that action and do. Okay, there's only so much planning you can do, and then eventually you have to leave the drawing board, leave the blueprint, and physically do it and find out if it works or not. And if it doesn't work, then you go back to the drawing board. And, you know, you look at it strategically, you figure out, okay, why didn't it work? Go back to the drawing board and replan it. And that's how you get this transformation and this new start. So you had like the best reading of the day. I wish you a fabulous Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow.